What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of GG Gaming. Today's Thursday, October 14th, 2021. I'm your host, Andrew, and with me today I have Alpha Stoutland.
What's up, guys?
Wow, it's been too long. I think the last time we had an episode, at least from my end, was about a month. Mm-hmm. And I don't know when the last time you were on was.
I think it was. No, it was the last. I think you did an episode. I forget the new guy's name. But Mac. I did an episode, Mac. You did an episode with him, and then I was back on, and then I missed the next time you recorded. So I think this is my other time coming back between recordings. So,
we gotta jump into some cool news, some amazing news. But before we do that, just a quick what you've been up to. So, what have you been up to?
Well, I've been recovering from blowing my lungs out from Sora being released in Smash. So. Offline news, inventory starting at work, so we've been doing that, started to count stock and stuff, so that's been fun. So, and I've had a very busy day at work. The day has just flown by and checking inventory and stuff, because today was actually the day we bring in inventory into the store. And so, yeah, it's been a busy day, but it's been a good day. And this weekend we're going to meet my brother-in-law for his birthday, so that's going to be cool. But I haven't really been doing much gaming-wise. I did pick up Smash the other day to do the Metroid Dread event. So I did that, played around with some characters a little bit. And I was like, man, it's been too long since I played Smash. So I did spend a little bit of time on there. So, and I haven't really been in trying to play Smash that much. But now with the certain character we're going to be talking about soon, I've definitely had the desire reignited to play again. So I did want to play a little bit, so I just kind of played around with some of the characters I use a good bit and a few just for fun. And yeah, it was good to pick it up, and it's just not the same without friends and my brother being around often to play together. And so it's just not the same playing CPUs. So I feel like that's why I don't play it as much, because it's just not as fun, but it is still fun to pick up every once in a while. And I have been doing Animal Crossing, the dailies, and just all that stuff. So after I record this, I need to talk to Flick and get one of my bug models. But yeah, really, besides that, I haven't been doing much gaming stuff. I haven't bought Nick All-Star Brawl yet. And yeah, it's definitely. I was kind of
waiting to see how it was.
Yeah, I've heard it's kind of buggy and glitchy right now. I do plan to get it eventually, but right now I'm just trying to just be careful with my spending. I've been buying a couple of pops and stuff lately, and so trying to budget. Oh yeah. But yeah, I actually just got 2 in the other day, so yeah.
Nice. Which ones?
I got they actually have a Jack Skellington Nightmare Before Christmas train set, and it's got Jack, Sally, Oogie Boogie, the Mayor, the Clown, and Zero. And so I only got Jack. I only wanted the main car, because I don't feel like getting the whole train set, and one of the Clown is Funko Shop exclusive, and he sold out, and he's like $50 now. So I like the Nightmare Before Christmas, but I don't really have the need to buy all of those characters. So I got the train engine one with Jack, and it's really cool. It's not just a purple train; it's got like the distorted wheels and the really cool, almost like spiderweb looking front of the train, where it kind of like, I don't know what it's called. It's almost like the grill where it pushes snow and stuff out of the way if it's inclement weather, but it's just a really cool pop, and it's just Jack riding a purple train car, and it's really cool. And then the other one was the standing Eevee. I have the sitting Eevee. I'm actually going to sell that one off, and just to make room in my collection. So yeah, so I've got a couple of pops. I just ordered some more. I finally got Charizard ordered. I had ordered him from Hot Topic, and that was just a pre-order, but then I just happened to check GameStop. He was in stock. Ordered him today, and they've already shipped him out, so he should be coming soon. I'm very excited for that, because that's one pop I've been waiting with bated breath for, and I can't wait for December, because Dragonite's coming too. I can't wait. So,
right.
2 for 3 Funko. Now I need Stoutland, and then we're set. I've got my top 3 Pokemon. But yeah.
Yeah, pops are really fun. I love pops, but the more I get, the more I realize I have no room for them.
Yeah, I'm really starting to try and downsize with certain ones, because it really gets to the point, it's like, okay, I really like these, but I only kind of like these, and so it's really become a priority to keep the ones I really like and the characters I really like, and just sell off the other ones, because it's like, I'm running out of room because I do have a lot of I do have quite a few amiibos. I've got a lot of pops. Like I said, I would love to eventually do a collection video and just show all the stuff in my room on my shelves. But it really has become a point of, okay, which ones do I really care about? Which ones do I really want to keep? And it's not just pops, it's collectibles in general. But that's definitely something I've gone hardcore into the last 2 years. And so it's really fun trying to find them. But most of my shopping has been online. And I do hate that. But at the same time, it's also sometimes a lot easier to get them online than in person. There was one I picked up the other day at Walmart that I haven't even seen online yet. So it was cool to get those. But yeah, it's just, I know we're not really like a pop podcast, but it is, I mean, it's kind of pop culture and gaming and stuff. There's plenty of gaming characters that are pops, but yeah, it's a fun hobby, and it's just, like I said, it gets to the point where you really have to pick and choose which ones you want, because there's so many really cool ones, and they have really stepped up their game in the last couple of years as far as design goes, because the first ones look like crap. They just look really dumb. They all have the same body sculpt, and they're just really lazy. So I'm thankful that they're changing up poses and facial expressions and stuff to where the characters so often now look like the characters, just with ginormous kind of square heads. So I am appreciative of that. And
speaking of collectibles, out there. I wish Totaku was still going. I don't know what's going on.
Dude, yeah.
I think
they went
Shantae.
bankrupt. Yeah.
Do you think it was the pandemic?
I'm sure that had a part of it, yeah, because I'm pretty sure they're a fairly small company.
So basically, the pandemic ruined our chance of getting a Shantae figure.
This is true.
That's how I see it.
Well, besides the Cheriguman, but yeah.
Yeah.
Like $70.
Which I think you need to hand paint anyway, if that's true.
At least partially. I think it's got like a base coat of paint, but it's not as vibrant. Or there's some areas missing where it's just kind of like a paler yellow, but you can paint it yourself to make it brighter. I'm pretty sure that's how it is, because in the picture it shows the figure painted already, but it is kind of faint looking. So I don't know if that's just as dried or not, but yeah. It may be that you just have to paint it. I'm not sure. I haven't seen it unpainted, so I've only ever seen it posted on Twitter after it was painted, so I don't know. But cool looking figure. It's just very expensive.
Get it already painted.
Yeah,
it's probably more expensive.
Especially if you wanted to customize it, where you could make it like Nega Shantae or something like that.
I didn't even think of that. But anyway, on my end, I finally finished Xenoblade Chronicles 2.
Cool.
That was amazing. I'm currently playing the prequel DLC.
Okay.
Torn of the Golden Country, I think. And so I'm just excited that after playing the Xenoblade games, I have some more characters I can use in Smash.
Hey, yeah.
Like more characters I want to use in Smash, rather.
Now, of the two, Pyra and Mithra, who would you say you're better with in Smash Bros?
I haven't actually really played with them much, so I don't know.
Because they do play very differently, for sure.
Now, did you play Xenoblade Chronicles 2?
I haven't played any of the Xenoblade games. I originally was going to try and possibly get Xenoblade Chronicles for the 3DS. I just never got around to it. But my backlog's already very extensive. So, yeah.
They said that they added new stuff, and they actually updated the style to be more of the new
it looks very nice now.
Stuff. Yeah. Yeah, it's the story is phenomenal. It was a bit weird because I think the definitive edition they made after 2, and so they added some stuff to the map where it would kind of show you where to go for a particular quest you want to do. And so after playing that and then playing 2, which they made before the definitive edition, I was like, oh, this map sucks. I don't know where to go now. But anyway, I'm a little burnt out. And that's not a knock against the game. It's just I played Xenoblade Chronicles 1 for about 80-something hours, and then the second one is about 80-something hours, and now I'm playing the prequel DLC, which is supposed to be like maybe 18 hours or something, and I don't know how much I'm into it now, but I'm just like I'm ready to just finish it.
Yeah, only just move on,
Only because it's just so long. And I love it. The story is amazing. I love the characters and everything. I'm having a great time playing it. I'm just like, I've been playing this for so long and I have a backlog. I just want to, like, kind of just move on to something else now. But I want to finish this.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You want to move on, but you know that once you get started on another game, you'll never come back to that Torna. So you want to go ahead and get it done, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, this is the perfect time to do it. And I feel like I'm already far into it, but at the same time, I feel like I'm not far into it.
Yeah.
I feel like a millionaire compared to a billionaire. I'm far, but not that far. Not far enough. Anyway, I think it's time we dive into the big news, and that is Doomslayer Mii costume in Smash!
Oh my gosh, yeah, so hype.
No, the real reason for this hype is Sora in Smash Bros.
Yes!
Yo!
The reason I blew my voice out for a week, oh man.
Is it really a week?
It's finally coming back, but yeah, it was probably... He was released on Tuesday, and it was about Sunday evening. I was like, okay, my voice is kind of back to normal. But it's still been kind of... I've been like singing in the car and stuff. My voice is still a little crackly on the higher notes, and I'm like, I really did a number on that. But it's mostly back now. But I don't usually get that loud and scream that much, and I think it was well deserved because, goodness, that was a hype reveal. Oh man.
Yo, I'm pretty hyped. I have one gripe, and I didn't even realize it until someone else pointed it out. But I feel like I probably would have noticed it, and that's the fact that Sora's hair changes as he gets older.
Yeah.
And they didn't adjust the hair for the different costumes, so he has basically he has these points on both sides that I think are supposed to be sort of designed like ears, because in the initial concept art, before he was a human, he was some kind of like lion creature.
Yeah, I saw that. Yep.
Ears. And so in Kingdom Hearts 3, I don't recall how it was in 2 or 3D, but in 3, they point upwards. And so if you look at the character model for even when he's wearing his costume from 3, the hair points downwards. And I'm like, if they just changed that little detail, it would have been like, that's amazing. I mean, and they already did so much work with, like, they already went above and beyond, but just the little hair detail.
And he kind of makes mention of that because he says, Sora's body shape and his height and his hairstyle change as the games progress. And I feel like they couldn't do that because it's not like Cloud where his total outfit, hairstyle, and everything changes. So it's a totally different model. But if you went Kingdom Hearts 2 Sora, his face would be different, his hair would be different. And same thing with 3 and Dream Drop Distance, because Dream Drop Distance is kind of like 1 and 3.
I think the difference would have... I think if they had just fixed the hair in the 3 model, you wouldn't have really been able to tell as much of a difference unless you...
And his hair's different in 2 as well. It is different between 1 and 2.
You're probably right, I just don't remember.
It's not as noticeable as it is with 3, because like you said, there are those 2 big jutting hair peaks pointed towards the back of his head. But 2, his hair is more like generically spiky, like everywhere is spiky, whereas with his Kingdom Hearts 1, there's like the big one up front and then like the bigger ones at the side, whereas with 2, it's just kind of all over the place. And to me, the Kingdom Hearts 2 design is like, to me, peak Sora, because it's my favorite outfit of his, it's my favorite hairstyle of his. To me, it's when his face looks the best, it's his best voice. That was when Haley Joel Osment's voice of him was, to me, the best it ever has sounded.
I can't recall. Does it sound different now?
Yeah, it's not terrible different, it's just different. And I do like how he sounded, because he sounded more like a teenager in Kingdom Hearts 2. Now he just kind of sounds like a grown man trying to talk like a teenager. But it's still good, it's just not the same. But yeah. I still think he does a great job. Haley Joel Osment is fantastic as Sora, and I'm glad that he enjoys doing the role. But it's just... Yeah, it's still my favorite version of Sora is Kingdom Hearts 2. I am thankful, though, because actually Kingdom Hearts 1 Sora is my least favorite, like, age range of Sora. I just do not like how he looks in the first game. And I feel like the main reason is his face. And it's funny because I think back to when his reveal happened, and I could see that it was Kingdom Hearts 1 Sora. And in my mind, I was like, oh my gosh! And then my brain was like, no, it's Kingdom Hearts 1 Sora. And then I was like, who the crap cares? It's Kingdom Hearts and it's Sora. But it's funny because my brain for a minute was like, ew. But then I was like, dude, it's Sora. But then I saw his face, and I was like, okay. And I didn't realize it was different at first until I looked at his render more and more. I was like, oh wait, his face is totally different than it looks like. It's like the smashified version of Sora.
Yeah.
So I like that. It's not like they took where like Min Min looks like she does in ARMS, and Pyra and Mythra look the exact same as they do in Xenoblade Chronicles. It looks like Sora if he was put into Smash Bros. So I do like that, because some of those characters from third parties, they look almost the exact same, but they look a little bit different because they're in Smash instead of their home series. So I like how they did that with Sora.
That
I like
might
how his face
actually
looks
be
different.
like how he was supposed to look, because the Kingdom Hearts 1 model we haven't seen since the PS2.
That's true.
It's been a while ago, so...
And they kind of did that again with the Rechain of Memories, and I think
But that was
Dream
also-
Drop Distance, he's younger too.
Yeah, I don't remember how the face looked in Dream Drop Distance, but in Rechain of Memories, I think it was the same model from 1.
I think so. Yeah, because that's how it was. It was the same Sora in Chain of Memories, and so that would make sense for when they go to the 3D version, they do Rechain of Memories, they just use the same model. So it has to be. Because I don't know. I don't know if it was because his nose was more of a button nose or just, I don't know. His face looked weird. And like I said, 2 and 3, he looked great. But just 1, it was like, I don't know. So, and it's not like I'm like critiquing a child's design. It's just, yeah. To me, he just looks cooler when he gets older. So, and it's funny because it's only like 2 years time between 1 and 2, and all the whole thing with Roxas and the organization and all that. But it's just amazing what a difference a few years makes, because it really is like that in real life too. Because I look back at when I was a kid, I was like, gosh, I was a dweeb. So, well, yeah, it's a nice glow up for sure. So I'm just happy he's in the game. And it's funny because I've seen people doing videos. I forget his name, but he did like Sakurai designing Sephiroth, Sakurai designing so and so, and he did one for Sora. And it's funny because he's basically saying, Sora's kind of got all these borrowed moves from other characters in the game. He's got Link's up B, he's got Thunder just like Pikachu, he's got the fireballs just like Sephiroth, but he can fire it multiple times just like Banjo and Kazooie. He's got the freeze move just like Ice Climbers, and he's got a counter, and it's like, yeah, but it looks like he came straight out of Smash. So
let me give a counter argument. He was probably one of the first characters they wanted after the Smash ballot, so there's always the possibility that his Smash moveset might have been already in Sakurai's mind. So perhaps all those other characters are copying him.
This is true.
Except for Link, who's been there from the beginning.
Oh yeah, Link, yeah. And I was trying to say, you can only do so many unique up Bs that make sense, but also are good recovery options, because you've got ones like Incineroar and Ike and Chrom, and then you've got ones like Kirby and Jigglypuff, who doesn't even have an up B. So it's just, you have to make it canonically viable, but also competitively viable in Smash.
Mm-hmm.
So in some ways you kind of have, like, look at Banjo's forward air. It's the exact same as Mario's. So I mean, but it works, and it's a good forward air. I don't think it spikes like Mario's does, but
I feel like it works out perfectly because they were both like the big platformers.
Yep. Yeah, I like how they're parallel because they're both icons. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Man, this game pretty amazing. By the end of this, like, all we have in this game is so great.
I mean, know, man.
I still feel slightly bitter about some decisions. Like, we could have had a couple more characters, and I still don't understand why it's even ending in the first place, because it's like, we're talking about a game where they've had to announce before directs, hey, we're not going to reveal anything about this.
Yeah.
You'd think that they would be like, maybe we should do more with this game. I mean, there's also the possibility of what there's talks about the Switch 4K, and there's the potential for them to port or do ports for the next console. But even if you port it, I don't know the rights. Like, are you going to be able to port everything again?
That's true. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm already. I shouldn't be thinking about it. I shouldn't be thinking like this, but I feel by the end of the DLC life cycle, I start to think, all right, what what are we going to lose now? Because of this game. Meanwhile, we might not get another game for like 10 years. I mean, I don't know how long it's been since Mario Kart came out on the Wii U, but when they ported that to the Switch, like, it's been that long we haven't had a new Mario Kart.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Though, the flip side, I can see them doing the same thing. I mean, they own, like, the majority of the stuff in Mario Kart, if not everything. I don't remember exactly what was in it, but for them to port it to the Switch and add a few more characters is a lot easier than porting a possible license disaster.
Oh, yes.
To a new console and adding new content. So I feel like, in a sense, while that's always possible, I feel like it's kind of like done now, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're never gonna get this again.
Yeah, that Smash Ultimate is certainly a 1 in a million game, because there's crossovers we never thought possible, and it's just, like you said, there's so many missed opportunities. Like, I still think Chun-Li should have been in over Ken. I still wish we could have gotten Shantae and Master Chief. And, of course, characters like Rayman and Geno and Waluigi and Crash. There's plenty of characters that you can say, well, they deserve a spot in Smash, and that's true. And, of course, everybody's got an opinion. There's some people very upset over Sora. But I don't really want to look to the future as much as just enjoy what we've got now, because we'll never have another Smash Ultimate. And I want to enjoy the moment that we have with this game, especially now that after 3.5 years of speculation, I finally got a character I really, really wanted. And it still feels surreal, because I've seen person after person, fan after fan, get characters they want. I saw people freaking out over King K. Rool and Terry and Min Min and I saw Oko freaking out over Isabelle. And I feel like the only character I really got hyped for in the lead up to Ultimate was Ridley. And then during the hype train with Ultimate, I feel like just Banjo, because I liked Banjo as a character, and just it felt like a homecoming. But there was never that character that I was like, oh my gosh, finally I got this character I really wanted. And of course I still miss my big two besides Sora, Shantae, and Master Chief. But to get one of those dream characters that I honestly, and I hate it because I didn't talk about Sora all that much, because of the three, Sora, Shantae, and Master Chief, he seemed like the least likely, and he's the only one who got into Smash. I never really talked about him that much, because it's like everybody expected me to talk about Shantae all the time, because, well, she had all this evidence going for her, and then she seemed like the most likely, because Way Forward would be the easiest to work with, because they love Nintendo, and they've been on Nintendo for decades. And it was like, I wanted to talk about Sora, but it was like, I don't want to get my expectations up, because it's not going to happen. But it could happen, but it's not going to. And I bought into the, oh, Disney can't do that, won't do this. Oh, Disney's Disney. Oh, they can't do this. And then he's the very character I got, and it just still blows me away that
you really
is reality.
Sora, but for some reason I thought you didn't play Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, I've only played a handful of the games. I've seen my brother has played more than me. He's played Birth by Sleep, 1, 2, and 3. I think he's played some of the spin-offs like 358 Days Over 2, Recoded, and all that stuff. The only ones I have played at least partially are 1, 2, and 3. I've done the main stories for 2 and 3. And I did a lot of Chain of Memories. I never finished the game. And I got the Tarzan's World on Kingdom Hearts. But I did see my brother play most of the rest of the game. But
wait, you have a PS4?
No. I played Kingdom Hearts 3 on my brother's PS4. So once he was done with the game, he was like, okay, it's your turn. So I was like, sweet! And so I played through. But, and it's funny because he was playing in the living room when he was down from school and stuff. And I was like, I want to watch, but I don't, but I do. And it's like, because I wanted to save a lot of surprises for myself, but I could not help it, because it's like, I want to see what happens. And I was sitting in my room and I could hear stuff happening with characters, and I was like, I need to see this. And so everything from saying Toy Story to teaming up with Marshmallow and Frozen and all that stuff, oh, it was fun. I mean, it wasn't a perfect game. My favorite's still Kingdom Hearts 2, but just the upgrades. I like how they actually gave the characters facial expressions, and they didn't just look like robots when they talked all the time. And so, because Kingdom Hearts 2 had a lot of issues with that. They had that static like blank face when they
Mhm.
talk sometimes, and I'm glad they fixed that problem. That was definitely the biggest glow up in Kingdom Hearts 3. No matter what you think about it, I think that's definitely the thing we all agree is the best part of Kingdom Hearts 3 is that characters actually have emotion when they talk now. But it really is cool to see, in my mind, one of gaming's giants and one of the just biggest blowout characters ever get into the game. It still feels unreal. It's it's crazy.
I still can't believe it. At that, but I'm seeing all those that like the talk about the leaks, and but beforehand I was in this kind of bad mindset of I'm expecting it to be Sora, and if it's not, I'm going to be very disappointed.
Yeah, I was the same way. I was like, this is the one time I want to believe a leak because there's so much going for it. And then I thought about the Grinch leak and how much that had going for it, and how much other leaks have had going for them that seemed right. But then I thought about stuff like the Ken leak, where he's got his thumbs up, and other leaks before, like with Virgibin. And it's just like, it was, like you said, it was such a weird place, because like, I want to believe it, but I don't. But I feel like if we had not gotten that leak, I would have had no hope for Sora. And I still, like, I expected him, but I didn't expect him, if that makes sense. Because it was like, this leak seems too good to be true, but it's also got a lot going for it. It really does. I mean, and of course, it's funny how I saw someone say the parallel that we started Smash with the Grinch leak, which turned out to be fake, and it was this big, elaborate leak. And then our very last leak was a 4chan post back in July, 2.5 months before the Direct ever started, and then that was what was real. That was a real leak. And I love the irony of that we got some dinky little 4chan leak as the biggest Smash leak in Ultimate hype cycle, and I love that. I love the irony. And I don't know who you are, sir or ma'am, that works at Disney Music, but thank you so much for doing that, because you gave me hope for my favorite character.
Do you think it would have been a bigger surprise if that leak didn't exist?
100%. 100%.
Would you have preferred that, do you think?
Honestly, kind of, because as I feel like I wouldn't have expected it at all, because the leak was the only thing that was giving me hope at that point. And once I saw the fireball sitting on the ground, I was like, it's freaking Cinderace. Are you kidding me? Because I fully expected Mario to go reach for that little fireball and then all of a sudden see something glowing at the corner of his eye, and he avoids it, and it's a bigger fireball that Cinderace has kicked that's Pyro Ball, and then it's like Cinderace scores a goal or what. Like, I was expecting that, and I'm so glad I was wrong, because man, it just...
I didn't think it was going to be the fireball he kicks, because I forgot about that fireball that he kicks. I was actually thinking that it was a Pokeball that was in flames.
Oh, okay.
I was thinking,
that would have made sense.
So, and then when I saw him reach in, I was like, he's reaching for a Pokeball. I was like, oh no. I was like, what is this? Oh no.
I'm so glad that they saved Sora for last. I mean, I would not have really minded Cinderace, because it's my favorite starter probably of the three from Kalos. Yeah, it's either that or Inteleon, I would say. But to me, it has the best family overall, because I'm not a fan of Drizzile, and Thwacky has a dumb name and looks kind of stupid.
I like Thwacky. I don't like Rillaboom.
Yeah, Rillaboom's kind of... I mean, it's okay. I just prefer Infernape better if I want an ape starter, so that's just me. Or not, it's not even a Primeape, because apes don't have tails. But,
it's tangent into Pokemon for a few minutes, but I don't think we spoke at all about Legends Arceus.
Oh no, we haven't yet.
Well, let's see if there's anything else about Smash we want to wrap up before we switch topics. And if we really want to, we can go back to it. But there was also thoughts. I don't remember if I thought this, because at the moment I was like, it's got to be Sora. These leaks got to be real. And then I was starting to doubt it right before he appeared. But there was the thoughts of it being a Dark Souls.
I've seen so many people say that. Yeah,
the flame, and it also made sense, because in the lore of Dark Souls, like the character pretty much sacrifices themselves to keep to like relight the pretty much the flames that of humanity, or not humanity, but I think it was like the gods of Lord Ran or so. I forgot the specifics, but basically, there's the choice of either sacrificing yourself to light the bonfire or not. And when everything was turning into darkness and all the characters were turning back into figures, I was like, is he going to be the I forget the term in Dark Souls, not the kiln of the flame or something. There's a term for a person who basically sacrifices himself. And so I was like, Mario's going to sacrifice himself to bring everyone back to life? I was like, maybe he's going to put his hand in there, and then like the knight is going to come out to stop him and do it, or so. I don't know. But it was just like, maybe, and then a much better thing happened.
Yeah. And I feel like that was a good call because it was so vague. And honestly, looking back, I should have thought it was like Taboo or someone like that, or Master Hand or somebody like that, with everybody being trophies. But they kept it so vague and kept everybody literally in the dark about who it could possibly be. But then at the same time, it makes sense because it's like, it's total darkness, and then Sora is the hero of light, and his Keyblade opened the door to light, so it was still a perfect trailer.
Last time they did something in total darkness, it was Steve.
Steve, yep.
So it's like, because I remember somebody else was like, oh, could those be Heartless? And at some point I was like, oh, this is Minecraft, because I caught on to the blocks and I was like, oh my god. Which, looking back now, as a character, he's fun to play as, but I just don't really care about Minecraft.
Yeah, if we had, I feel like if Sora and Steve had switched, I would have been okay with it. But I feel like, I don't know, because they both make sense for E3 and finale characters.
I would have felt like he would have been a sour finale.
Yeah,
but that
in a way,
personal opinion, because I don't care.
For me, if Sora had not gotten in at all, and then Steve was our finisher, I'd have been like, okay, yeah, this sucks. But the fact that we already had Steve and the Sora closes out, I'm perfectly fine. And I really do like Steve's kit. I was one of the biggest opponents of Steve getting into Smash, but now that we have him, I love that Sakurai was able to bring Minecraft to Smash in such a faithful way, and I really do like his kit. I really do like his kit.
I think back to that Sakurai presents when he's talking about people who ask him about a character getting in the game, and they're like, oh, Sakurai, surely you can figure out some way to put Steve in, and he's like, it's not gonna fit, and they're like, but surely you could figure something. It's like, I remember his explanation of that, and I thought that was really funny. And I think that he turned out as a character really well. He fits great in Smash.
Yeah, it's funny how he stands out and sticks out like a sore thumb, but yet fits right in. I feel like that, and it's crazy how Sakurai is able to do that, and the rest of the Smash team's able to do that. Take these characters that should not fit in Smash and make them fit. It's crazy. And I mean, now looking at Sora, you see all the crazy combos he can do in Kingdom Hearts 2, and Kingdom Hearts is a series, and they were able to narrow it down to his first game, which is still faithful, and it's somewhat boring-ish, but it keeps them balanced, and I like that.
Right.
And it's still faithful to Kingdom Hearts because that's exactly how Sora plays, and I like that they kept the 3-hit combo in the air too. I was like, that was one thing I was hoping for, is that he keeps at least that, and I'm thankful that we got that too. So he looks like an easy mode
version of Bayonetta.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And I'm still a little disappointed that I can't figure out Bayonetta. Because I do like her as a character. I'm just every time I pick her up, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna kick butt, and then I'm like, I can't do anything. She sucks.
Yeah. Whenever I try and play as Bayo, she was one of the characters I played with the other day when I picked up Smash for a little bit, and I swear every time I start playing Bayo, I'm instantly like forward smash, up smash, down smash, because I love her smash attacks, especially her down smash because it spikes on the edge. But and those are her slowest, biggest frame data moves, and that's always what I go for, because that's the only things I'm like really good with using as her. But yeah, she's fun to play. She's just nowhere near as crazy as she was in Smash 4. Goodness.
You gotta play Bayonetta games. They're awesome.
That, I'm telling you, I have been tempted to get the third game because that trailer looked freaking sweet.
Well,
it looked
you
amazing.
gotta play the first two. They are awesome.
When I saw giant kaiju, I was like, And of course, this might not be the same Bayonetta. This might be Cereza,
right?
Like little Cereza. So that's cool too. And I love her new outfit and her hairstyle, dude. I love it. It looks so good. I thought I could. I didn't think I'd like any design better than the pixie cut, but I think I found one because I like that hairstyle. I really do.
Which one's pixie cut?
The second game.
Second? I actually liked that the least.
Oh, really? Okay.
It looks cool, but I don't know. But this one I think is a lot better.
Yeah, I'm just not a fan of beehives. So
either.
Yeah,
I like the long hair without the beehive. But did you want to talk about Legends Arceus for a bit?
Yeah, we can talk about that a little bit. I haven't really I've watched along with the trailers and stuff, and I'm happy to see Stantler's getting some love. That is so cool. But I'm still cautiously optimistic because Sword and Shield was such a letdown.
Yeah.
But I have enough confidence in it that I have pre-ordered through Pokemon Center because then I also get Arceus sitting cutie, so that's cool. But
you get what?
If you pre-order Legends Arceus through Pokemon Center, you actually can get an Arceus sitting cuties plushie. So, which are like the little 5-inch tall plushes that they've been doing for every single Pokemon, and I love them. So, yeah.
Is that the only way to get it?
Yes, as far as I know. I'm sure they'll probably release it eventually, possibly, but you get it for free if you pre-order. So, that's pretty cool.
Can you get it with do they offer the dual pack to get?
I don't. What do you mean, the dual pack?
The dual pack oh no, I'm thinking of.
Yeah, not Brilliant Diamond Shine Pearl. Just Legends Arceus. So, I think they're doing like they did with Sword and Shield, where if you pre-order, you get like the 3 starters as little keychains. I think they're doing that with Piplup, Turtwig, and Chimchar. I'm pretty sure if you pre-order the game through Pokemon Center, I'm pretty sure.
This is their last chance to give us the Mythical Pixie of Gen 8.
This is true.
That I've been clamoring for. Did you see that meme I made of I forget his name, the dad in Fairly Odd Parents?
Yeah, I saw that.
Like, this is where I'd put my trophy if I had one.
If I had one.
Yeah, so it's like, I put the text over him as Gen 8, or I think I did 2 versions. One said Gen 8 and the other said Galar. And then it's like, this is where I'd put my Mythical Pixie if I had one. But are there any hopes or expectations you have for that in terms of new Pokemon or forms? Because I'm kind of expecting an ancient. I say ancient, but I guess technically the technical term is Hisuian. But I'm expecting a Hisuian Dunsparce or evolution.
That would be so
because
cool, dude.
There's some Pokemon where they specifically say in their Pokedex entries that in ancient times they were this, or, in ancient times they're that, and the one that sticks out in my mind is Dunsparce. How they talk about in ancient times he could fly, and now he can't. So I'm
really,
yeah.
Ooh.
So what gen was he? 3?
2.
He's freaking Dunsparce, you are.
He's Gen 2.
I have to look this up real quick. Dunsparce. Oh yeah, he's Gen 2, right? I mean,
he might be in Gen 4. He might be in Diamond and Pearl, but I mean, Bravier's not a Diamond and Pearl, but he's in Legends Arceus. So, but yeah.
Who is?
Hisui and Braviary.
Right.
Yeah, and I do like what is Stantler's Trick Deer? What is it called? Oh, I forget. I like it. It's a really cool Pokemon, and I'm glad Stantler's getting some love. Weirdeer. I love that name. Weirdeer. I love it. But yeah, and I love its typing. I love its design. It's really cool. So I'm very happy with it.
Oh, here we go. It's actually, this makes me think we're going to get it, because it wasn't until Sword and Shield that they mentioned this. Because I'm looking at all his Pokedex entries. Unless I'm overlooking it, they're all talking about, it digs, went into the ground, went scared, it's got a drill tail, blah, blah, blah. And it wasn't until Sword and Shield they updated his Pokedex entry to something different. And so in Sword it says, this Pokemon's tiny wings have some scientists saying that Dunsparce used to fly through the sky in ancient times. And in Shield, It doesn't say anything about that.
Well, that makes me
I'm
think
like-
that they're foreshadowing.
Yeah,
'Cause-
and I'm sure they were making them sort of at the same time at least.
oh yeah.
So I feel like that was something they put in after the fact.
Especially if Dunsparce was in one of the DLCs, they would be working on them at the same time.
Right.
So
Was he in the DLC?
I'm not sure. I know he wasn't in the base game. He might have been in Isle of Armor or Crown Tundra. I'm not sure. I still have not played those yet. I need to download them and play them.
Does this even say? Isle of Armor.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. I still don't know why they added Stoutland with Isle of Armor and not Crown Tundra, even though his Pokedex always talks about how he saves people in snowstorms because of his furry coat. I don't understand. I'm just glad he's back in the games. But that just made so much less sense. I was like, I'm glad he's back. But
He doesn't
why
wanna
is he
hang
in
around
the
with
cold,
the snow.
snowy one. So,
He can navigate the snow, but he doesn't want to be in the snow.
but he's warm and soft. I mean, but then he's hot in the Isle of Armor because it's sunny and hot.
I think he
Yeah.
sticks around in the shade.
Maybe so.
The air-conditioned log cabin.
Yeah. I do hope one day we get like an well, no, I wish we had gotten a Galarian Stoutland and he could have had like a mustache, like a fancy mustache and like a fur top hat. So
Got the Hisuian Growlithe. What if we got a Hisuian Stoutland?
you would see a happy boy.
Well,
for sure.
actually, we don't have a Hisuian Arcanine, so
Yeah, Arcanine
theory-
has not been showed yet.
the theory is Hisuian Growlithe will have a different evolution, which you can kind of say, what if we had a Hisuian Lillipup or Hisuian Herdier, and it had its own evolution?
That would be interesting. Which makes me wonder how they're doing Rufflet, and if it's a Hisuian Rufflet, or if it's kind of like coughing where it just evolves because of the region.
I feel like it's probably going to be like a regular Rufflet that evolves, because I don't think Rufflet has any very American traits as much as Braviary does it?
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. I've hatched
It's got
so
the
many.
little
Pokemon
feather
Go.
as like a reference to Native American culture because
Right.
eagles were a big part of that too. But
Maybe there could be a sweet. Unless how weird would it be if we had a whole new Pokemon that evolves into a Go?
that would be interesting. I feel like if they do anything, they might do kind of like how Hisuian Braviary has bigger like face feathers. They could give it like a longer like purple feather off of its like that little feather gets longer and then it like curls and holds its psychic power or something. I don't know.
Was there?
If I call that, that's awesome. But
Was there a Galarian Farfetch'd?
yes, and it's funny. I've always loved Farfetch'd. I just love it. It's a little derpy duck, and I love it. And it's funny because everybody always talks about Pidgeot as the best Gen 1 bird. I'm over here, and I love Fearow, Farfetch'd, and Dodrio, and I'm like, Pidgeot's the lamest one, but that's just me. But of
Pidgeot's
the
cool,
four,
but
Fearow's probably been my favorite.
Fearow needs more love.
For real, dude. Oh my gosh, we need to give it an evolution with drill-based abilities and stuff. I just, I need to draw. I have a Mega Fearow idea I need to draw.
Pixie, that's what we need.
This is
Which would be weird if we got one for Hisui. It's like, oh, the Gen 8 mythical didn't exist in Galar. It existed in Ancient Sinnoh.
I do
Unless
wonder if
they
they're going
wanna
to do
connect
something like new legendaries for that, or if they're just going to do like the Lake Trio and the Creation Trio, or what they're going to do. I mean, we know
I
Arceus is
wonder
going to
if
appear, but
they're going to make some kind of connection to Diamond and Pearl, because they're both in the same land, just different time periods. And Kyogre and Groudon had primal forms, so I wonder if they might do something. Since we haven't heard of it yet, I don't think they're going to do anything, at least for release, of Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. But perhaps in a DLC, we might get some kind of ancient form of Dialga and Palkia.
and there's always the chance of just holding off on that until close to release to put that one little last push. Like, all right, you guys sure you don't want to get it? They've got nice new forms, so I'm still not going to get BDSP.
You'd think they'd be on the
That's just
box
me.
art, though.
That's
Would you
true.
say you're not going to get it?
I'm not. No,
Why?
it's not different enough for me. And I'm not a big fan of how we went from Sword and Shield with the full body characters and stuff to Chibi Overworld. to me, it's too similar. Like, even Link's Awakening had that cool art style to it, where it looks like little toys. This just, to me, it's just, I don't know. And I like the old pixel sprites and stuff, but I don't want to see them, unless they're full pixel sprites again, I don't want to see them in 3D. To me, it just is very jarring, especially when you go from the overworld to in-game with full-size trainers and stuff. It's odd. And seeing Cheapy Cynthia and stuff, it was just weird. But
well, before I move on from Pokemon, was there any did you have any, like, is there any Pokemon you're really hoping to see get a new form or something?
Now I want Dunsparce to get an evolution. I do hope if we don't,
old things come back that we're never going to get, like mega evolutions and stuff. I would love to see that return, man.
Yeah.
But what were we going to say?
I feel like if we don't get a new Growlithe evolution, that Hisui and Arcanine looks absolutely insane. I'm expecting like a fire Foo Dog, because it's probably going to be fire rock type like Growlithe is. Mm-hmm. But I just hope it looks cool. I really do want it to look cool. I mean, Arcanine already looks awesome, but I feel like they could really do a really cool design if it's part rock type. So I'm hoping it looks really dope.
Pokedex is going to look weird because we've never had legendaries followed by a bunch of normal Pokemon in the Pokedex in the same
gym.
So, I mean, okay, cool. That sounds cool to me, but, like, my OCD is like, it's not organized correctly. Although, the only time we've ever really had that, I think, we had a couple times, maybe with Fione, but that's been on and off, like, legendary, not legendary.
Yeah.
Or mythical, not mythical, whichever word. I interchange mythical and legendary, even though that's wrong.
Oh yeah, I do too, all the time. I still call Mew a legendary.
Yeah.
Genesect the legendary. Even it's like they're mythical. I know, but they're still legendaries. So they're even more legendary than the legendaries. So
yeah. So well, before we go, thoughts on Nick All-Star Brawl?
I'm pretty happy with the roster that we have. There's some noticeable absences, obviously. To me, the big three missing are Timmy Turner, Jimmy Neutron, and Jenny Wakeman. I do still plan to do a video talking about Jenny and why I want her in the game. That's gonna be fun to do. I'll probably try and record that tomorrow night. I want to record my Sora follow-up video after Sora releases, so that way I've had my hands on him and I played around with him, and then have been able to actually put my excitement to good use in Smash and playing through classic mode and all that. So that is coming as well, but Jenny's will probably come first. But those three are like the big three to me that we need. And of course, we already had Shredder and Garfield leaked, and those are both two great additions. Very happy to see those two coming. Garfield's cool.
Has there been any talks of how many DLC we're going to get?
No, just that DLC is happening.
I know that there was the look at the character select screen and the possibility of how many could fit, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's how many we're going to get.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, and you got to remember, this is Nickelodeon, and they're not going to have they're not going to pour into it, I don't think, the same way that Nintendo does. So
I really wish they used voice clips for the show.
Oh yeah, and they have talked about possibly using that. I hope they do, because from the gameplay I've seen, it's just not the same without Danny screaming and Zim going like "yeah" and all that. Just the things that they're known for, and the characterization. So
I think it's,
and of course SpongeBob not laughing like an idiot. I mean, that's one of the biggest things that's weird.
I think it's a great first shot, and if they make a sequel, if they don't update this one with the stuff that would be nice, a sequel with a bigger budget could give us voice clips for characters. I mean, we don't even need anybody to return to do any voices. There's a plethora of voices from episodes and stuff, so like that'd be very easy to do.
Oh yeah, give them a couple of catchphrases, and then the rest is just fight sound effects. So
people have already been doing mods with characters with the voices. I'm like, oh, really? This is so much better. Yeah, although there's the problem of them saying the same thing over and over again in certain moves, which could get annoying. But it's not like Smash doesn't do that either with
this is true.
PK Fire and
or Mario hoo 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 hoo.
Yeah, but even is more bearable than like something like "I'm gonna get ya."
Yeah, that's true.
Whatever,
I'm
like
a coming for you.
phrase.
I'm a coming for you.
I'm a coming for you. I'm a coming for you. Like that can get
Yeah.
really annoying fast.
That's very true.
I'm gonna get you. So long,
They need to be sensible voice clips and stuff
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah.
Or I can see them mixing it up so like they can rotate between a few different sayings per move.
Oh yeah.
Like anything from like take this to I'm coming for you to within the same move. This way they're not constantly saying the same thing, but they're cycling through a few things so it doesn't get stale as fast.
Yeah. I do appreciate that they have at least taunts. That is cool too. I'm thankful for taunts because those are just fun to have in a fighting game. So
Now I haven't gotten it, and I would like to get it, but I was kind of on the fence, just waiting to see how it was gonna come out, turn out, and see if it was glitchy or not. And I'm sort of in the fence where, like, even if it was perfect and great, I don't play Smash as much because I prefer to play with people, and I haven't really had time to play with people.
Yeah.
My friends are busy, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna get Nick All-Stars Brawl, and I'm just gonna not play it. So it's like, unless like some big stuff happens in it, and I don't know what. And there's characters in there that I like, so I'm like, I want to get it, but I'm like, am I gonna play it?
I know, and I also have another fighting game I just bought. I just recently bought My Hero Academia 1's Justice 2, and so I've been watching. That's another thing I've been up to lately. I've just started season 3 of My Hero, and halfway through that, and that show is so amazing.
I gotta watch that.
If you have not, dude, you gotta watch it. It is so good. Oh my gosh, there's several anime I want to catch up with, but
so like, there's no way I can start a big long series. I'm already behind, so I keep up with the manga, and haters gonna hate, but I love Boruto because it's the sequel to my favorite series, Naruto, in case you don't know. But
yeah.
So I keep up with the manga of that, and I keep up with the manga of Dragon Ball Super, and the anime of Dragon Ball Super is ended a while ago, but they got the new movie coming out, and so I'm all caught up with the manga of it, but the anime I'm behind in Boruto, and I'm just like, I want to watch it. They're in this amazing arc that I know what happens. I read it, and I really want to see it. I'm just like, I don't have time to sit here and watch this, or should I be doing something else? And then I'm like, I should be doing something else. So it's like, and One Piece, I love One Piece, but I left off, like, I'm so far behind at this point. I left off right after the time skip picked up again, and they all met up with each other again. And if anybody knows One Piece, they know that was so long ago. and at the same time, it's also pretty far into the story. It's just that One Piece is such a long series.
Yeah, that's one. That Naruto, I don't think I could ever get started on because I would want to see everything, but no, good and dang well, I'll never see everything because it just, there's so much to it. So, and that's what I like about My Hero so far. It's 4 seasons. They just started their 5th. I'm waiting on that to get dubbed, but it's great. If you like, and my friend Ethan told me about it, and then my brother and my buddies Tanner watched it, and then my coworker Dylan watched it. So it was kind of like Pops, where it's like people around me started collecting. I was like, well, I guess I'll start collecting. And so this was like, well, I guess I'll watch My Hero, and I don't regret it because it is fantastic. It is. If you like Sky High, because that's what Ethan compared it to. He said, dude, it's like Sky High for anime. To me, it is one of the most slept on Disney movies.
Oh, I love that movie.
It's really good.
I think there was like, I don't know if it was a joke or what it was, but I remember at one point I was like, can we get Sky High in Kingdom Hearts?
That'd be cool, amazing. Man. That honestly would have been dope.
I feel like Big Hero 6 was like the more popular,
the superhero world, yeah.
Maybe I feel like they didn't want to experiment with the Disney worlds in the first saga. I feel like they're probably saving a lot of the Disney bought brands like Star Wars and stuff for like the next saga.
That'd be insane, dude.
I don't mind seeing it because they've handled live action pretty well, like Pirates of the Caribbean. So I just feel like, I'm sure they would have made it work, but the whole Darkseeker saga had this very classic Disney feel to it, and towards the end, it was hitting Pixar. So I feel like maybe there was an intention, or whatever the word is, where they were like, let's hold off on these other series just until the next saga, when it's time to really do something big and new.
Yeah.
In which case, I wonder if they did do Star Wars, which time period would pick up from.
I would love if they do the original trilogy or the prequel trilogy, but you know good and dang well they're going to push Rey, and I
feel like they would do the original trilogy, and if they ever offered up another prequel game, like they did with Birth by Sleep after Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah, and they could
explore the prequel series.
Yeah.
It would still be part of the second saga. Just like how I think technically the Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind DLC, I think, is technically part of Saga 2, even though it's part of a game that's Saga 1. It's like Kingdom Hearts 3 and its DLC, I think, are split between Sagas 1 and 2. I could be wrong on that, because they tossed around the term phase, very similar to the Marvel movies. So
yeah.
It's like this phase 2 or the next phase of Kingdom Hearts, which doesn't necessarily mean it's the second saga. So I think the Remind DLC is in phase 2, or this new phase of Kingdom Hearts, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's in Saga 2. But then I believe, what is it called? The Melody of Memory, I believe that's considered Saga 2. And I don't know where Kingdom Hearts, the whole Key series, the mobile series, I don't know if that's broken up between sagas, or if it's all in Saga 2. Or because they're doing exploring Xehanort's history, his childhood, and it's like, you would think that's part of the Darkseeker saga, because he is the Darkseeker, but it seems like his whole backstory might be part of Saga 2. So I don't know how they're breaking it up. But it all comes back to Kingdom Hearts.
Yes.
That might be the best place to leave it off. We started talking about Sword and Swords. Yep. We went to Pokemon and other stuff, and then it's like Kingdom Hearts.
Sora.
Yeah. Actually,
but yeah, I cannot wait to try him out, man. I just Monday can't come soon enough.
The whole unreality, like other side of the universe in the next Kingdom Hearts games are going to play out. I'm wondering if it's going to be one world, or if it's going to act like a whole universe with different worlds. And that could be how they would bring in series like Star Wars and stuff. Perhaps those take place in unreality. It's like maybe they break up the Disney and Pixar stuff in reality, and the other stuff that could even include Marvel, for all we know, in unreality.
Yep.
Which would kind of make sense, because they kind of have that completely different feel to them. And you can argue, all right, that takes place on the flip side of the universe, or whatever you would call it. Which is actually kind of a cool idea now that I think about it.
Mm-hmm. Or they could always incorporate Yozora into that, or I don't know. They could do something different. So.
Actually, that makes sense if you have Sora exploring this unreality world, or wherever, and you have like the original trilogy of Star Wars, and then we get a game later on exploring Yozora, or however they pronounce it. I think it's Yozora. They can explore like Yozora. Oh my god, how do you say it?
Yozora.
Zora?
Yeah.
Okay. I have.
Because that's why Rex was like, "Oh, you're Zora," when it's like, "No, I'm just Sora."
Yeah. So there's it would make sense after having like Sora, Rico, or whoever exploring, let's say, the original Star Wars trilogy in the next game. Then we can get a prequel game of Yozora when he was younger, and he's exploring the prequel trilogy. Like
Mhm.
that would be how they could kind of like let's see some games of characters how they were during the events of the first saga of Kingdom Hearts, what was going on in Unreality, and it's like, well, let's explore the past of that.
Okay.
And I could see them doing that with like Marvel too. Like we have towards the end of Infinity War, and then we go back to like the very first arc in the Marvel Cinematic Universe as like a prequel. I don't know, there's so much they could do, and people are like, I don't want to see Marvel and Star Wars. So I'm like, but if they could do it right, I don't mind it. Like,
I could imagine them doing the Avengers lineup spin where all 6 of the Avengers are lined up in the circle, and they do the slow pan as everybody readies with their poses, and then Sora sits there with the Keyblade with them.
You see Goofy and Donald like heroic poses. Like, can you imagine? Oh my God, can you imagine?
Nice to meet you, Loki. I'm Goofy, and it just. I feel like they could be fun.
Hulk smash Goofy. Gorsh. Oh my God!
And it'd be so great seeing those cartoony characters with the super realistic Marvel heroes.
You can either do that, or you can, because there's already so many different versions of.
Yeah, that's true.
So you can really do any, but I feel like if we're talking about Disney and Disney money, I think the MCU is probably the coolest to draw from if possible.
Oh yeah.
And they've got the money to bring in some, just like if you've been watching the What If series and they have a lot of the actors returning to voice their characters, I could see some of those actors returning to voice their characters in a future Kingdom Hearts game. That would be amazing.
I do notice some absences like Scarlett Johansson and Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
But there have been several other actors that they have got, like Paul Rudd and all of those guys.
Yeah, and the people who voiced them are pretty spot on.
Yeah.
Like, I had to double check the credits and be like, that wasn't them, right?
I know. I heard Blake Bell playing Black Widow, and I was like, is that Scarlett Johansson? And I saw the credits, I was like, oh my gosh, that's the cat from Secret Life of Pets.
The only time I was ever disappointed with voice impersonation in Kingdom Hearts games, and I hate to say it because it's not their fault, the actor passed away, but Leonard Nimoy as Xehanort was fantastic, and I got used to it. And then the person they got to replace him in Kingdom Hearts 3, I hate to say replace, but I mean like, you know, because when he passed away, so somebody else came along, and the person they got, I mean, he was great as a voice, but he didn't sound like...
It was so different. Yeah.
I know. And then I didn't know this, but so when I played the Remind DLC, I was like, oh, he sounds a lot better. Maybe he like practiced or what. But apparently, the second person they got also passed away.
I heard that.
And then the third person they got sounded a lot closer to Leonard Nimoy. I don't know if it was the Remind DLC. Maybe it was the Remind DLC, but I know he had voice roles. Xehanort spoke in Melody of Memory, so I was like, how does he sound so much closer to Leonard Nimoy? Did this guy, like, I guess I was wrong. He can sound like him. And then I found out that it was a completely different person. And I was like, I don't hate on him. I mean, it's not his fault if he was not casted correctly. And I hate to say that too, because it's really nobody's fault. But if there was a guy who could sound closer to Leonard Nimoy all this time, where was he? Like, you know?
Yeah, and it's kind of the same case with Kingdom Hearts 2, Pirates of the Caribbean, and Kingdom Hearts 3, Pirates of the Caribbean, because they got James Arnold Taylor to play Jack Sparrow in the Kingdom Hearts 2 game, and he sounds absolutely nothing like Johnny Depp. But then the guy they got in Kingdom Hearts 3 sounds just like Johnny Depp, and I was like, oh my gosh. Did they actually get Johnny Depp? But it's not him.
I feel like, for the most part, the impersonations are always spot on.
Oh, yeah.
And you've got a couple here and there that you're just like, you're good, but I'm sure they could have found someone who sounded a little closer.
Yeah.
Or maybe they just couldn't. And then the person who eventually sounded closer to it didn't audition until the next Raw. You know, like, I don't know. Yeah. So there's that. But that just makes me think, like, if we get something like Star Wars, who's going to voice the younger versions of like Luke Skywalker and stuff? I mean, Mark Hamill already did voice work in King.
Oh, dude, they could do the Mandalorian. Oh, that'd be so good. I feel like Sora and Grogu would have such good chemistry. Oh my gosh, that'd be so good. Oh yes, I want to see that now.
Why do I think it would be amazing to see Donald yelling at Grogu?
Yeah. Yes.
And like everyone telling Donald to chill out. And
Yeah.
he's just like
Donald, calm down.
Donald, seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah, so as much as, I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people who want to see it, but as much as there's people who think it would be dumb to incorporate all the Disney bought brands, I think that if done correctly, it would be amazing.
Yeah, and then you could have the Muppets as summons.
Oh my god. That would also be amazing. Can you imagine just like a summon of Fozzie Bear throwing pies?
Yes. Or what are their names? Walter and Waldorf? Is that their names? Then just sitting there heckling the Heartless the whole time.
Oh, those two guys.
Oh, ho, 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 ho.
Look at this Heartless. He can't even fight right.
Not only is he Heartless, he's gutless too. Oh, ho, ho, ho. I feel like that'd be fun. That'd be
Nobody.
super
More
fun.
like nobody's got the skill to fight this guy.
And then just take full advantage of the Disney universe with ESPN. It's like, LeBron James, what are you doing here?
Oh my god.
I'm kidding.
Space Jam.
And
No,
it's like the end of the next Kingdom Hearts game. It's like, who's that? What's up, Doc? And then it just blacks out.
Oh my god, can you imagine? This is so dumb, but also crazy. Just like how the reality side has Disney, can you imagine the unreality side had a completely different, I don't know the words, like brand, and it's like Looney Tunes, so they're all like,
oh yeah,
like, like, one side has Sora and Mickey and Donald Goofy, the other side has Yozora with like Bugs and Daffy. Like he's got who would the trio be? Bugs, Daffy, and what? Porky Pig. So it's like he travels along with.
because it'd have to be Bugs and Daffy, because Daffy's the duck, but there's no dog character unless you count like the beagle that bullies Foghorn.
Yeah, Bugs would be the Mickey though, so he would be the king. So he would.
I got you.
Travel with whoever Yozora's friend is. If we did a 1-to-1 match, so Yozora
It'd have
would
to be Porky, because you want to get the kind of a dopey-ish character too, and I feel like he's the more frenetic one. Yeah.
The two of them are, one's tall, one's short.
Yeah.
Actually, it'd be funny because it would be the opposite, where the tall one is the angry one, Daffy, and the short one is the goofy one, Porky.
Yeah, and I'd start to say Foghorn would work because he's country just like Goofy is, and he's super tall, but they're both birds. So I mean, it just,
oh my god, why are we talking about Looney Tunes and Kingdom Hearts? And why does it make sense?
I say, that's a big key, boy.
I say. They wouldn't use keys. They'd use something. Yozora has like sword or something, right?
I think so, yeah.
But they would have something else. The lock blades. They'd be lock blades. Keyblades and lock blades. Lock guns, lock shields. I don't know. Lock swords. They just call them lock sword. They don't want to reuse the word blade, so they call them.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, can you reverse it? So it's like, if you really do a reverse, would the blade part come first? It'd be called the sword lock.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. Anyway, I didn't think we would end on Looney Tunes and Kingdom Hearts, but it works somehow. If you really do like a reverse, like flip side of, I don't know. I doubt Disney would.
It's like that crossover tree. It's like, Mickey and Bugs already crossed over in Who Framed Roger Rabbit, so they're tied together that way. So in a way, Space Jam, Kingdom Hearts.
Question: does Disney own Pixar?
Yes, I think they bought them out.
Because I know that
merged. So.
They were very adamant about not using Pixar, and it took Tetsuya Nomura to say, if you don't let me use Pixar worlds in Kingdom Hearts 3, then I'm not making the game.
Really?
Yeah, so that's what makes me wonder if they own it, or however the licensing works, how that would work with something like a Lucasfilm or Marvel franchise. Mm-hmm. Would they be adamant about not using that as well?
Well, seriously, Stan Lee's gone, and George Lucas has already sold Star Wars, so it'd be all Disney's choice with that, I'm pretty sure. But I started to say, Pixar, apparently, I'm pretty sure Buzz and Woody, sitting there talking about Looney Tunes, Buzz Lightyear and Woody were supposed to be a duo summon in Kingdom Hearts 2, potentially. They were in the concept art or whatever, or in the concept stages. Huh?
Oh, I mixed it up. You meant Buzz and Woody.
Yeah,
I remember Buzz and Woody were Bugs and Daffy were summons in Kingdom Hearts 2. It's like, wait, I never heard that. What's up, Doc? and Daffy's like, it's rabbit season, and he's just like start firing all the Heartless.
Yeah. They're just tearing posters off a tree, and the posters are just hitting the Heartless as they're tearing it.
It's nobody season. It's Heartless season. It's
and then it's unversed. They pull it down. It's unversed, and it's like they look at the unversed.
Yeah. And they turn it the unversed. And then there's just like firing squads everywhere as they're doing it. Oh my god, that would be the best summon. I would summon them all the time.
I would love to see a Disney versus Warner Brothers crossover fighting game, because there's so many characters between the Animaniacs, the Looney Tunes, King Kong, the Iron Giant, the DC characters. Dude, it's Disney with the Marvel and the Star Wars. Oh, it'd be so good.
You want to really go full circle on this? Let's put in Nintendo Worlds.
Mushroom Kingdom Hearts. I've seen that concept art.
Actually, but the cool thing about using video game characters for Kingdom Hearts Worlds is you want to see, or at least I want to see, how the villains utilize the Heartless or whatever the species is. So, like, in terms of like Sonic, for example, I know that's not Nintendo, but just for the sake of example, I want to see how Eggman would utilize the power of the Heartless in his badniks.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
So,
or Bowser, he's already been shown to use black magic and stuff like that. How would he use? Well, just like Maleficent, she's like the Queen of Darkness, and then once Riku opened her heart, she's like the true darkness, and then she becomes the dragon, and it's like they're already evil.
So instead of Looney
Tunes, they
use
pure darkness? So,
instead of Looney Tunes, what if Unreality was all Nintendo stuff, and so Mario was the Mickey of Unreality? In which case, would the Donald and Goofy be Wario and Waluigi?
We have gone down a very deep rabbit hole.
Yeah. I was gonna initially I was gonna say Mario and Luigi, but then Mario has to be Mickey, and I don't know who the remaining duo is, and it's just like, I don't know, Luigi and someone else.
Yeah, Luigi and probably Luigi and Wario, because then Wario's cranky and I don't know.
I don't want to save the world. Wah. I don't know. I could see Wario being more of the Pete.
That's true. That's a good point. Yeah.
Whoever Maleficent would be like Kamek or something, and it's like Kamek teamed up with him for some reason. I don't know why Bowser wouldn't be there. I don't know. This is a completely new topic I don't want to start. But that's pretty cool. And I know anybody listening is probably like, that's so dumb. No.
Seriously, Kingdom Hearts makes you think about crazy crossovers, man. I mean,
we just
whoever thought we'd have
Smash.
Yeah.
So,
oh yeah.
So I don't want to hear it. I'm expecting to see Spider-Man in the next Kingdom Hearts game at this point.
Oh, I'd be so happy. Spidey's my favorite superhero, so I would love that. And I feel like him and Sora would get, especially if it's the MCU Peter Parker, I feel like him and Sora would get along super duper well.
I'm sure. I don't know how they get these actors to voice characters in the What If series and the MCU's What If, but I'm curious if like a lot more actors would want to return for their roles, like Tom Holland actually voicing Spider-Man in Kingdom Hearts, and like Zendaya, and I forgot the other guy's name for who plays Ned. But like, if all those actors actually voice those characters, which I feel like they wouldn't because they're too big and probably in demand. And,
yeah. Which they did get Idina Menzel and Kristen Bell, and all them. So.
Disney's got Disney money.
So.
I mean, we're talking about Disney money, so
Yeah.
I don't know. It just depends on the actors if they're available and what the prices, because they did get a bunch to return for the What Ifs, but at the same time, it's like maybe some of them were already contractually obligated because maybe that show was already in the works when they signed up. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, anything else you want to leave off with?
Just that I'm very excited to finally play Sora Monday. I cannot wait.
I don't know why it takes so long, but I feel like that's a sign that I should finish up Xenoblade 2 DLC before then, but I don't think I can finish it before then. No, well. Anyway, so even though there's going to be links in the description, where can we find you, Alpha?
Here on YouTube and also on Twitter and my defunct Discord.
Defunct Discord. Yeah. It's still there. I don't know if anybody's posted it in a while.
Yeah, I just don't have the time to get on Discord that much anymore. I'll try and hop on ours more, the GG Gaming Discord, but it's hard enough getting time to record, and it's just if I had it on my phone, if I had space on my phone, I'd probably do it more. But
right. So I actually kind of merged the GG Gaming Discord into my my Jumaru Comics Discord, so it's now a section of there. It's like its own. So everything is now all in one Discord. It still exists, but I've been posting when I put the Discord links for GG Gaming. I've been putting it towards the I don't know if the right terminology, not server, maybe channel. I've been putting it towards the GG Gaming channel in Jumaru Comics. So, but there's all links in there as well for like where you can watch the show and whatnot. But yeah, so all my info's down there in the description. And there you go. All right. So hopefully it's not going to be another month before we record again. But as I always say, the show's not canceled. At least that's not the plan right now. It's just everybody's so busy, and I think you're going to be busier too coming up for the holidays, right?
Yeah, we just started Christmas play practice at my church last Sunday, so I'm going to be paying the Grinch for the play this year. So I'm very excited. I will be posting pictures when I do my full makeup.
Is it going to be is it going to be a video recording that you can post on YouTube?
Yeah, we're going to be recording it, but I'll also be taking pictures and stuff. So
okay, cool.
Yeah.
Alrighty, I guess that's it, everyone. See you soon, hopefully.
And next time we talk about Sora.
Oh yeah, maybe next time we'll talk about actually playing him and how we like playing him. Hopefully he doesn't die easily because he's very light.
Hopefully not.
Anyway, bye guys.
Bye. Two.
He's been done Spurs, you are.